Welcome back to episode 113 of A Scare Plays Front Office Football 8. And if you skipped last episode or if you're just tuning in, we had our worst season since starting this series last year. Mainly, this can basically be chalked up to a QB carousel because our starting quarterback got injured. That being said, even when he started, he played atrociously. So big thing going into this season, we are going to have first overall pick in the draft, or at least we should. So that should open up a lot of options for us. So let's see how this all pans out. With it, I don't really have any thing that I really want to cover before jumping in here, just because, again, it was so bad last season. Again, mainly can be blamed on the QB carousel, but there was really no great things to report on. So let's go ahead. We're just going to hop on in here this time. I got a team performance 0. Perfect. You want 0, right? Now, I do think that I'm going to mix up coaching staff this year. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go top staff pick across the board. If it's the same guy we currently have, that's fine. If it's somebody new, that's fine too. Because even when you're starting quarterback, let me rephrase this. Our starting quarterback started 12 games. So we can't just chalk it up to it was a QB carousel. Our quarterback played like crap. So some of this blame has to go into our coaching staff. So let's go ahead and finish negotiations and get into this. Okay. Now right now, it says our guy is still the top option. So we will keep him. According to this, there is a better offensive coordinator. So we're going to go ahead and select him. This guy actually has a super high suitable rating for us. He's actually been a head coach in the past. Yes, please, I will take you on board, no problem. All right, we still have a top assistant coach. And there's one better strength coach, so we'll go ahead and select him. All right, so we did swap out 2 of our 3 coaches there. 2 of our 5. So we'll see if that helps us out here. We'll go ahead and set ticket pricing. Now, I wish that we could see the draft right now, because that's going to help me determine what the hell I'm doing here. We have a number of our top players who have to be re-signed this year. I kind of want to swap out Harry McGee if possible. This guy's not even worth keeping. Let's just go ahead and release him. Another tight end not worth keeping around. We're releasing him. He's not going to be starting for us. All right, we have a number of older linebackers here. This guy didn't play much for us. We're paying him $13 million. Let's go ahead and cut him. Another one that was right next to him. Who was that? Mo. How'd this guy do for us? He didn't start much, but he did put up 45 tackles, but not much else. I kind of want to keep this guy just because he's been a story on our team, but admittedly, he's never really had a great season. He's always been kind of that backup role for us. So, sorry, Mo, but got to make some hard decisions here this year. All right, and then who are our top paid guys right now? Harry McGee, Nicholas Patino, Ricky Snyder. How did this guy do last year? Okay, he's had an 800-yard season, 900-yard season. I'm keeping him on board. Darian Parrish seems like he's kind of fizzling out a little bit. He still put up 3.5 sacks, 16 hurries, but is he worth $32 million? Probably not at this point. We're going kind of full rebuild here, it looks like. What is his contract? Okay. Yep, we're going and cutting him. Like I said, with how bad last season went, we have to make some kind of harsh decisions here. This guy did not do any better for us, even though his ratings are pretty darn good. I'm going to keep him just because he's a little bit cheaper and I don't want to completely decimate our defensive line. So keep him around for now. Watanabe, I'm not even going to lie, Watanabe has been like the most solid tight end I've ever seen in this game. He basically consistently goes for he used to go for near the 700-yard mark. Now he goes more for the 500-yard. But I could not be happier with having drafted this guy. He had a decent season last year. Not worried about that. Ricky Blair is going to be worth keeping around for now. Okay. We now have a decent amount of cap space. So I think the first thing that we need to do here... Actually, let me check one more thing. That guy's off the team. Okay. So we're going into this year. A lot of the people do not like this Alejandro Forbes guy that we drafted last year. Oh, is this guy worth trading? I actually might trade this guy. We drafted this guy, right? I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, he was our first round pick 3 seasons ago. We'll see if we can get somebody for him. So I'm looking at trying to trade Howie and also Harry at this point. But let's take a look real quick at who's available in free agency and what the first round pick is looking like. So, drum roll. First round draft pick. All right. So for first overall pick, let me see here. This quarterback, Alex Baxter, is going to be the best quarterback option. The fact that he's first of all, if I sort by this, he's not even on the list. If I sort by adjusted, I don't know. I always if I'm going quarterback first overall, I always like the quarterback to appear in at least the top 5, if not the top 3. So that's a little bit of a red flag for me. What we might want to see here, before we make any rash decisions here, There's really no great quarterback, at least grade related, in the free agency pool. I say that, but this guy's numbers last season were actually really freaking good for this game. So Irving Thompson could be an interesting player, but I think what we should do is we should start out by shopping 2 players that we are worried about. So Howie Potbrand, some teams should be interested in this guy. Carolina Hillcats are the most interested. So let's see. Now this guy, 2 seasons ago, or I guess 3 seasons ago now, he's played 2 full seasons. He was a first round 19th pick by us. So I don't want to just give him away for nothing, but at the same time, he's not going to be doing much for our team anyway. So they don't really have a great quarterback besides their starter. That is. So let's see what we can get draft related. They actually have 2 first round picks. We're not going to be able to get a first round out of this guy though. Now it could be interesting if we give them Howie and the first overall pick. They actually have those 2 and these 2. First overall is such a coveted thing that they actually might go for that. And that would probably be more helpful in us rebuilding. That would put us at 2 first rounds this year and then 3 next year. I'm talking about it. I don't even know if they're going to accept it. Let's just see what they say here. Okay, they're not going for it. Okay, so wasn't even worth talking about. There's 0 chance that they're giving me a first rounder for this guy at this point. So let's see if maybe they'll give me like a 3rd round pick for him. They said yes. I don't want to piss them off. 2nd round pick? Oh, okay, they're willing to give me a 2nd round. Let's do that. That is a great deal for me. And then let's just see if Harry McGee is shoppable. He is available. What does the little asterisk mean? An asterisk after a team name indicated the team will be over salary cap. Got it. So that means Austin can't actually really take him. So Detroit is going to be the most interested at that point. Let's see what Detroit has. They have first round 17th overall. Let's see what they think this guy's worth. I'm going to try to get 2 first rounders out of them. You're not close. Okay, so let's see if they'll do it for 1. Oh, okay. Let me think about this. I wonder if they'll do that and then also trade up. This would trade me up 6 picks in the 2nd as well. Let's go for it. All right. We just made a couple huge moves here. All right. We now have a ton of cap space. We now have not only a ton of cap space, we also have 2 first round picks and 2 second round picks. All right, let's go through some free agency. First, we have to re-sign players on our own team, so let's go through that real quick. Nicholas Patino has been absolutely killing it. Our kicker had another good year last year, so keep him around. Tevin Lang. Oh, he actually had I like that stat line for a tackle here, up to 27. How does that work out here? That would make him a top paid tackle. I think that he's worth it though. His numbers are good and his scouting's good. And if anything, now is going to be the time to overpay a little bit on some of these guys, since they are going to be the building blocks for this rebuild. Let's see, this guy's looking to be paid as a top 10 guard. Go ahead and do that as well. Our other nose tackle, up to 17. That's not bad at all. Go ahead and do that. Watanabe. Yeah, you can see here he's now just looking for a 2-year deal, so he's probably gone next season, if I had to guess. Ricky Snyder, he's had 2 decent years for us. He's not asking to be paid too much, so go ahead and re-sign him. We're actually getting a lot of re-signs here, which is nice. A lot of these guys are not asking for a lot of money. Oh, guy's asking for nothing. All right. Punter, we're just going to grab best punter available next year, it looks like. This guy actually did really well last year for a cornerback. He went 72 tackles, 2 interceptions, 5 defended passes, 72% pass defended percentage. That's pretty decent. Up to 14 million. He's not even asking. He's almost asking to just be a backup. So cool. Far safety here has only gotten us very few interceptions. Not too big on tackles either. We'll let him walk after this year. Ricky Blair, what's he asking for? Not too much. And with this, we should now have enough targets here to support whatever quarterback we end up starting. Let's take just a little bit look further down here. Here's a tackle that's going to be basically a backup for us. That's worth keeping on board right now. Keep our long snapper. All right. Since we have the money this year, let me just take a quick look here. No, I think we're good. Okay. We have some money to go after some people, so let's take this a little bit carefully here. Do we want to re-sign that center? I do think that the answer here is yes. So let's take a look here. Now, if you remember correctly, I think it was 2 seasons ago, he asked for a crap ton of money. It looks like he still is. Center. Yeah, so he's still looking to basically double what a center gets paid. So, as I said, I'm willing to overpay for some people. I'm not willing to overpay that much on him. I'll be interested to see if he actually goes in the first round based on how much he wants. Let's see. Here's another defensive end that we could potentially bring in. We need one of these since we dropped, what's his name? So let's see. what he'll do. Give him that offer. Another defensive tackle, nose tackle, which the game, again, always says that we need one of these, even though I really don't think that we do. But let's go ahead, give him an offer that he cannot refuse. All right. Since you guys are going in round 2, I have a feeling teams are going to be overpaying the crap out of these guys. Here's a really good looking outside linebacker. Let's try to get this guy. Outside linebacker. So he's actually not looking to get paid all that high, but his numbers actually look really decent. So let's overpay a little bit for this guy. Or I don't want to say overpay. I think that with this guy, we are going for a good deal on him that works in both of our favors. You know what I mean? All right, 5-year, $125 million. Look at that. 3 of our guys expressed excitement. Let's go. All right. So we're putting in 3 offers in round 2. Let's see if any of them accept. All 3 accept it. All right. So these guys are like, we're ready to go to Jacksonville, rebuild this thing. Let's go. And look at that. The center did sign. Let's just take a quick look at what he actually signed for. Contract. Wow, they're paying him a crap ton. They literally, I think that they actually doubled what a center is going to get paid. Don't get me wrong, I like having a good offensive line, but I'm not paying that much. Do we give a potential new quarterback another weapon? We have the money for it. I think we do. Let's see, we'll do 18. Now, I basically restructured this guy's deal to almost exactly what it was to begin with. Just a little bit of money shifting there. 3 years for $80 million. And let's see, well, actually, that's going to be next stage. So let's see. All right, we got, okay. I'm actually happy about that. I didn't realize that. Our computer actually re-signed Casey Burnett, who was our backup quarterback. He did hit free agency, and this is one of those cases where he was so low on the list that the computer was like, you're never going to notice unless you pay a lot better attention than you should. I don't think that this guy's going to be our starter, but he's at least a good player to have back on our team for 1 year for $3 million. I can't complain about that. Let's see. He's an inside linebacker with really good run defense. He's actually ranked at 100 there. And I think that our team struggled extensively with run defense last year. So, once again, we have the money this year. Ooh, not $55 million, though. And then we'll have him 6.5 on his final year. $22 million for 3 years. Another welcome addition. And we got him. Okay. All right. We should probably get one more trained offensive lineman, just in case of an injury. Right now we have our starting, but we need something else in there to fill in if there's an injury. We also need a corner. I think those are our main things to focus here on. Here's a good-looking guard. That is a very good-looking guard, in fact. He allowed 6 sacks last year, but that's not that bad. Why is he only over a 1-year contract? Oh, he's an older guy. Okay. So this is going to be his final year in the league. Well, lucky for you, buddy. It looks like you're going to be defending a rookie. So we'll see how this goes. A wide out who's basically done nothing. Yeah, this guy's basically done nothing in his career. That being said, he's rated at a 52, so he could still be a great wide receiver 4 for us. We'll give him exactly what he's asking for. And we got both players again. Okay. I think we now need to swap to looking at the draft because we have a number of very important picks. This guy actually went for 70 tackles last year. Let's actually really quickly try to get this guy. And then we'll switch to the draft. Because as I mentioned, we need a corner. So this could be... It looks like we got him. Yep, we got him. Okay, perfect. All right, draft time. With 1-1, I think we do have to go Alex Baxter. Especially since we just got rid of our quarterback. The other option, actually, let's go back to that free agency real quick. Because I think that the one quarterback that I was interested in, I know his bars don't look good, but if we look at his numbers here, he was starter for 2 different seasons. The 2 different seasons, he actually went for 4,400 yards, 27 passing touchdowns, passer rating of a 92. And then the other one, he went for 4,000 yards, 28 passing touchdowns, and 88 passer rating. So even though this guy's bars are lower, this guy actually has had 2 better seasons than we were getting with Harry. So he's asking for a lot though. Hold up. So he's looking to be basically a top 10 paid quarterback. I'm on the edge of what to do with this now. Because I think, let me check one other thing about this guy. Loyalty wants winner. He doesn't have that great of leadership, but he has that higher intelligence, which would be good for training the young guy. Let's see if he'll do a 1-year contract. Think about this here. So he wanted a 5-year deal worth, what was it worth? So 30. It was worth somewhere around 200 million, I think. Let's see if he'll do a 1-year deal. He was looking to get paid a lot this year. Let's see if he'll sign a 1-year deal for 30 million. I have a feeling here the answer is going to be no, but interesting. Watanabe does not like this quarterback. A Forbes, who a lot of my players did not like, says he's a welcome addition though. I'm going to go ahead and submit the offer anyway. Watanabe, like I said, is probably retiring after this season anyway. I don't think this guy's going to sign this anyway. Let's see. Oh, I think he did. He did. He signed a 1-year deal to come improve himself. Now, that actually opens up an entire other avenue that we could go here. We have no idea if he's going to pan out. Let's really quickly interview this guy. He is considered underrated. I'm never a huge fan of a quarterback that has low accuracy. In later rounds of the draft, I'm not as worried about it. But for a first round, first overall pick, that is a little bit worrisome to me. Let's do this real quick. Guy after me is AUS, which, who the hell is that? I guess that's Austin. All right, Austin needs a quarterback. So if I do not draft him at 1 overall, they're going to be taking him. So that kind of answers that question. I was thinking to myself, all right, since we have a quarterback that is probably going to start for us this year already, maybe we trade back first overall, but I don't think that's going to be worth it. So we have our first overall pick. We also have pick 17. One thing we could do is if we were trying to get like 2 top players here, we could see if a team, maybe like Baltimore, would take my 17, 2-1, 2-16 and let me trade up in this draft. That way we could basically get 2 of the top players on the board. There are a lot of tackles. We have 1 top tackle. We don't have another one. So, is that the answer? Do we do another trade here and try to get 2 awesome prospects? Because if we had like 2 and 5, we could probably get Alex Baxter and then probably like Ethan Aldridge here, which, look at that. I mean, that is ridiculous. It's very interesting. I'm actually not sure what to do about this, to be quite honest. Yeah, there's a lot of good tackles here. Let's do this, because I think, just looking at that, there's at least 2 tackles. One of them will probably fall to pick 6 or so. So let's see if Washington would do an offer with us. So we're looking at trading away 17th. We want their 1-6. And we'll throw in our 2-1. Nope. We'll also throw in our 2-16. Ooh, okay, so we would accept that. Take a little bit of a closer look here. Yeah, that guy's a complete monster. And the other guy that we liked, looking at the stats there, was this guy. Also a complete monster. If we wait till pick 17, they're both probably gone. So at pick 17, we'd probably be looking more at someone like maybe this Charlie Hardy guy, who could be a very good transition from Watanabe. Actually could legitimately be a great option for us. I've been saying that we need an outside linebacker, and we did get the one off of free agency. Let's look at that. That very interesting quarterback prospect. Let's compare him to other guy. There's definitely some trade-offs between the two. But I do think Alex Baxter is the better quarterback. So the guy on the right, at least looking at the prospect numbers here, I think he is definitely better. He also performed much better at the combine. Okay. Still gonna mark that guy, but we'll see. They're overrated, so we'll skip on him, even though his bars still looked very good. That's actually a pretty darn good looking strong safety, but I think that we have a decent one already. We do, but he's getting up in age, so that probably would actually be an upgrade for us. Let's look at some of these other tackles. Nope. Maybe? Maybe. That guy's considered very overrated. Blew him. Very overrated. Okay, well. I answered that. I was thinking those could potentially work for like our 2-1 slot. This guy's combine numbers are crazy good. His bars are mainly on that pass rush technique, which is something that we do need. But yeah, his bars did not look too good after doing that. He's considered overrated. Here's another safe. Ooh, that's a good safety option. Let's take a look real quick at. There's another very good looking outside linebacker. He's considered overrated though. I'm gonna mark him as blue for now. Okay. So we went through and we interviewed a number of players. So hopefully we can get at least that good pick at 1 and 17. And then we'll kind of see where to go from there. Let's see how this goes, everybody. Irving Thompson, he knows he's coming into a make or break year with our team. Which has me really second guessing this pick. I'm not even going to lie. I feel like we have to do it. We have to take the player that has the best chance of making us relevant, and hopefully he can ride the bench behind that other guy this season and then take over and be incredible. That is the goal here. So we're doing it. Alex Baxter. And let's see who remains at 117. So number of our options went off the board here. A very highly rated outside linebacker actually did last. We did not interview him, but the next guy that we interviewed that we liked is still pretty far down. I feel like that's going to be a pretty big reach. So let's actually go ahead and take the outside linebacker. Yeah, I think that's going to be the smartest move here. So if nothing else, that will get us some additional pushes on the opposing quarterbacks. which should help out our defense in general. We're now at pick 2-1. All of our red marked players are now gone. So now do we just take top remaining? I think this top remaining guy, he's defensive end, so really these are the three that matter the most in my opinion. I think I'm going to just take this guy. Defensive end is something that we don't have a star in it anymore like we've had in the past. So that, I think, was a good pickup there. Let's take a look here at what we still need. We still need a tight end. Another offensive lineman would be a good pickup. And then, of course, we still need... Our safety game has never been great. Let's just take a quick look at that for funsies. Nope. Maybe. I don't think that's going to be... Yeah. Okay, nope. Let's go back here. We need a tackle. That guy doesn't look too good, though. That actually looks decent. He's the second best, according to this, remaining. Ooh, that guard actually looks really nice. Wait, look at this for 1 second. We already have 3 of them, but I think this guard's better than either of those tackles. So I am going to go ahead and grab him. Actually, the tackle's still remaining. There's actually a number of decent looking ones. We'll take top remaining tackle for now. Let's take a look here. There's still a number of... See, like, this guy's not a nose tackle, but his stats look really darn good. We're going to go ahead and actually take this guy too. Alright, what's the game say we need now? Game says we need tight end, another kind of back, and a safety. This could be a good passing down back for us to give what's his name a break on third. Here's an inside linebacker that did not do the combine, which, as I've said in the past, is always a little bit of a red flag, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's take a look at it if there's any fullbacks worth of crap. That guy's actually not that bad. For a fullback, I tend to like having high blocking and blitz pickup. This guy has decent for that, especially for a 6th round, I think this is. Let's take a look at 1 or 2 other ones, but I think the second guy on the list is looking promising. Yeah, it looks like it. So we're going to go ahead and take him. All right, and the final pick here. I'm not even going to lie. I know this guy didn't do the combine, but his numbers don't actually look that bad. That guy, for a pass defender, doesn't look too bad. Let me mark him for a second. It's a very interesting running back option. This guy could also become our returner, although he's not high on special teams, which I feel like that would have to be high in combination. Yeah, I think without clicking through each of these one by one like this, I think that this corner right here is going to be our best option for the 7th round here. So let's go ahead and do him. And let's take a quick look-see at how those guys are ranked. All right, so outside linebacker that we got in the first round, currently looking at 75. Defensive end that we got at 2-1, looking like a 73. Guard at 216, looking like a 62. Defensive tackle, inside linebacker. Where the hell is the quarterback? Okay. So Alex Baxter, according to our staff right now, is only looking to get up to a 57. But we'll see how that pans out. The overall stats are more important than the number. The number just tends to be a decent indicator. And as a reminder, we're actually probably starting Irving Thompson anyway this year. So that's that. Other thing here, we legitimately have no money after all of those signings. So free agency is going to be, or late free agency here, is going to be getting our tight end that we need, and that's it. So look here, looking for tight end. That's an experienced tight end, which we probably cannot afford. We'll do future estimate future estimate position. Go down here to tight ends. Here's the best looking rookie that made it through the draft. So he's getting my offer. I don't really have money to do anything too crazy, so pending. All right, well, we have a very big team overhaul here. So we got the tight end. We're going to see if this overhaul looks like it worked in our favor or not. Now, I don't think comparing this to last season where we went 2-14, I don't think that that's the way to do this. I think in the years before that, we were basically a 500 team for a couple of seasons. So I think comparing us to more of like an 8-8 record is going to be more fair. Simulation. Go ahead and simulate out our preseason. All right. Week 1, we're going up against Indianapolis. Let's go ahead and sim that week so you can see what our starting lineup is. We only lost 17-16 though. All right, our tackle is out with an ACL for the season. That's wonderful. Let's see what we got here. It looks like we actually are starting Alex Baxter, which is an interesting decision. We're actually starting a number of our rookies. Look, our defense is actually starting 3 of our rookies, and our offense is starting Alex Baxter and our fullback, which, again, I don't really view that as too important of a position right now. But, yeah, I mean, technically speaking, we're starting 5 rookies. Let's confirm if he actually started the first season. Team summary. Yep, Alex Baxter did start our first game. So, looks like we're running with him to start things off here. Let's see how this pans out. We'll sim to week 4. We lost again, but again, it was a 1-possession game. So far, all 3 of our losses have been 1-possession games. Wow, every single one has been a 1-possession game. Let's take a quick look here. Wow, so even though we're 0-4, let's look at this in a little bit of a different light. Our new quarterback is putting up a better quarterback rating than I think we've seen previously from anyone. Our running game has actually exploded. We have a number of decent wide receivers going. Now, actually, it's almost like a flip of fortunes. Right now, our defense is playing horrendously. Let's take a quick look at what might be going on there. Okay, we have a couple of injuries, which is never good. And one of those injuries is Nicholas Patino. You'll also see here his stats fell off of a cliff. Nicholas Patino was like our top guy. When did we we just actually re-signed him this year. Great. So, but yeah, his numbers have dropped drastically. He's also dealing with a broken jaw right now. Strained calf muscle. Yeah, so our secondary, I'm just going to be honest, our defense is struggling a little bit. I think the adjustments that we made to our front 7 have bolstered them up from last year, but our secondary is now a complete train wreck, especially since Nicholas Patino dropped so drastically. So, just another thing that we'll have to keep an eye on. 0-4, I don't anticipate us doing anything too crazy here, but we will sim out 1 or 2 more weeks here. We're at 0-7. At this point, I'm not bothering with any trades at this point. 0-8. 1-8. 2-8. 3-8. 3-9. 3-10. 4-10. 4-11. And we finished 4-12. All right. Let's take a look at the stats after we see who wins this out this year. Oops. Cool. Carolina takes it this year. Let's just take a quick look here. Is Carolina... I'm trying to remember. I think I did a trade with them, but now I don't actually remember who I sent them. We sent them the running back. And would you look at that? He actually had a good year for them. Very interesting. He didn't have an outstanding year, but a hell of a lot better than he was doing for us. So, all right. Go ahead and save here. And then let's take a look at this team summary. All right, so Casey Burnett ended up coming in at the end for a couple of games. Alex Baxter fell off of a cliff a little bit, but for a rookie, he actually did very decently. Yeah, he actually had a number of really good games. He had a number of terrible games too, but overall, I think his numbers are actually very decent for a rookie season. And the best thing about all of this is our running game actually did very decently this year. But you can see here, almost every single passing stat, we're like bottom 5. And then our defense has begun struggling. So we're kind of back at that point where we are having to rebuild. This actually, I think, means that we're going to have probably at least a top 3 pick next year. Just take a quick look here. 4 and 12. Yeah, so we're guaranteed a pick between 2 and 4. We'll see how that ends up panning out. But somewhere between there will be our pick, which means we should be able to get another stud rookie to hopefully bolster our team back into relevancy. And we will see how that all pans out. Where are we? Jacksonville. There we are. So we'll see kind of how this all transitions as we pick things up. I just want to point out here real quick. Alex Baxter upgraded to a 68. The defensive end upgraded to an 84. The outside linebacker upgraded to a 75. And the inside linebacker upgraded to a 61. That is an extremely good rookie draft. We also have a guard here that's going up to a 56. And a running back that's going up to a 51. What happened to what's his name, though? Alejandro Forbes. He did some, but not as high of numbers as I would have liked to see from him. But we'll see what comes of that. All right, and then let's just take a quick look if anybody made it into season awards. We didn't get anybody into the season awards again. All right, well, you know what? Even though this was not a great season again, I think that we've put together the building blocks to take this thing over in the next probably 1 or 2 seasons. So hopefully you guys will join me again. And until next episode, Asker out.